It's a new year and a new chance for you to make a fresh start with your compliance. We're going to be bringing you a daily tip, strategy, or idea that you can use to improve your program. Here's your host, Tom Fox, the Compliance Evangelist.
For the month of December, we'll be taking up the topic of data-driven compliance. This month, the sponsor of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance program is Kona AI. Kona AI is the leading AI-driven solution for anti-corruption, risk, and compliance professionals. Our easy-to-use software and flexible, secure deployment models drive fact-based decisions that focus on the risk areas that matter to the regulators and your business. Whether you are looking for a solution that sits in the cloud or on premises, Kona AI returns lost money to your company's balance sheet and spots high-risk payments to third parties in half the time and half the cost. Conduct better evidence-based risk assessment. Reduce investigations costs. Enable your compliance team to present risk in a timely, data-driven, fact-based manner. Register for your free demo at konaai.com or email info@konaai.com. Day 2, Building Effective Data Analytics Programs for Compliance. In today's business landscape, compliance professionals face the challenge of ensuring their organizations adhere to regulatory requirements and ethical standards. To achieve this, chief compliance officers are increasingly turning to data analytics to enhance their compliance efforts. These programs leverage the power of data to identify risks, monitor activities, and detect potential compliance violations. There are several key factors that impact the success of these programs. One crucial aspect is the need to define the risks that an organization wants to monitor. By identifying the specific risks, compliance officers can focus their data analytics efforts on gathering relevant data and analyzing it to gain insights into potential compliance issues. This process involves thinking innovatively and finding creative ways to capture data that may not be immediately obvious. In creating this structure, a CCO should utilize internal expertise when building a data analytics program. By involving individuals with knowledge of data analytics and program implementation, organizations can gain valuable insights and ensure the effectiveness of their compliance efforts. This collaboration between compliance officers, IT departments, and business units is critical for obtaining the necessary data and understanding the metrics which provide insight into compliance risks. Starting small and gradually building a full ecosystem of data analytics and the investigation is a practical approach. Compliance officers can begin by selecting a particular risk to analyze and collecting the relevant data. This allows them to demonstrate their commitment to using data analytics and gaining expertise in the process. By focusing on one risk at a time, organizations can show the DOJ their dedication to improving compliance, even if they don't have the resources to address all risks simultaneously. It is important to have a clear roadmap and auditable trail when building out data-driven compliance programs. This starts with a risk assessment to identify and monitor risks effectively. Compliance officers need to be able to demonstrate to senior management, CFOs, and boards how data analytics can enhance compliance efforts and investments and the investment required to implement these technologies. A data-driven approach will allow the shift of focus from the individual policy violations to identifying systemic issues. For instance, when a company discovers one or two policy violations, the problem may lie with the employee. However, when numerous violations are found, it may indicate a problem with the policy itself or training on the policy. Data analytics programs can help organizations identify these systemic issues and make necessary adjustments to their compliance policies. When building an effective compliance program for data analytics, the compliance enhancement is crucial. The key is starting the process rather than getting hung up with the end result. Compliance officers should focus on how to begin and gradually build out their capabilities. Starting with the basic tools can be a practical first step, as it allows organizations to gather and analyze data before transitioning to a more sophisticated data management and analytics platform. Building effective data analytics programs for compliance enhancement requires careful consideration of these factors. Compliance officers must define the risks they want to monitor, identify valuable data resources, and think innovatively to capture relevant data. Leveraging internal expertise and fostering collaboration between different departments is essential for an essential or successful implementation of your program. So what are today's 3 key takeaways? Number 1, there are multiple factors in the design, creation, and implementation of a data-driven compliance program. Number 2, a data-driven approach will allow the shift of the focus from individual policy violations to identifying systemic issues. Number 3, compliance officers should focus on how to begin and build their capabilities gradually and not start with the end result. This is Tom Fox again. I hope you'll join me tomorrow where we take up building effective data analytics programs for compliance. I hope you will join me for the rest of December on 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program, where we take a deep dive into data analytics to improve your overall compliance program. Thank you for listening to this episode of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program is a part of the Compliance Podcast Network.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.